The two crash survivors on the same day, 1979, Sydney, Australia. It began with a sound no one ever forgets, the sickening cough of an engine failing midair. On a warm January morning in 1979, high above the blue stretch of Botany Bay, a small commuter plane shuddered. Passengers felt it first as a tremor, then a drop, then that terrible silence when even gravity seems to inhale. Among them sat Alan Pierce, an accountant, a new father, a man who hated flying but did it anyway for work. As the aircraft dipped toward the coastline, he pressed a hand to the window, whispering a promise to the daughter he wasn't sure he'd live to see again. The crash came fast, an explosion of water, metal, and salt. The world became a blur of cold and noise. But somehow, Alan surfaced, gasping, alive. Rescuers pulled him aboard a fishing boat, wide-eyed at the impossible sight. A survivor hauled from wreckage that should have taken everyone with it. Alan kept asking the same question over and over through chattering teeth, how am I still here? But Sydney wasn't done with miracles that day. Hours later, same city, different sky, another small aircraft lifted off from Bankstown Airport. In the back seat sat Claire McKenna, a university student heading home after visiting friends. She loved flying, the open view, the quiet freedom of it. But halfway into the flight, that freedom fractured. A sudden mechanical failure sent the plane spiraling. The cabin screamed around her. Gravity dragged her down. Claire braced for impact, thinking of the promise she'd made to her mother that morning. I'll be home by dinner. The aircraft slammed into a patch of thick bushland west of the city. The wings crumpled, trees snapped like bone, and somehow, Claire crawled out, bloody, stunned, shaking, but alive. A hiker found her wandering the scrub, whispering the same question Alan had. How am I still here? Two crashes, two strangers, two impossible survivals, on the same day, in the same city, just hours apart. When news outlets realized what had happened, reporters called it eerie. Statisticians called it nearly impossible. Some whispered about fate, others about sheer, unreasonable luck. But when Alan and Claire finally met, weeks later, introduced by a journalist, they didn't talk about luck at all. They talked about the moment the world tried to take everything from them, and the split-second miracle that gave it all back. They talked about second chances, about fear, about gratitude so heavy it reshaped how they breathed. Two people who shared no past suddenly shared a story, one written in twisted metal, shattered earth, and the quiet, defiant truth of survival. And maybe in that unlikely meeting, they found the answer to the question they'd asked the sky. Why am I still here? To be reminded, life is fragile, but sometimes impossibly generous. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.